the Governor of Ohio, Chairman Kasich.
Thank you very much. Hey, by the way, I thought you might want to know that today at 1 o'clock, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but can I? You know, we see the whole world having their credit downgraded, and Ohio actually got its credit upgraded by Standard & Poor's, and today we're going to announce at 1 o'clock that Moody's, the rating agency, is also going to raise Ohio's situation here, so we're viewed as a much better credit for the country, and that's a significant improvement. And we're also now we remain #1 in the Midwest in job creation and #5 in the country. And that's a long way back, and that's really like good news, so you should like clap for that. And I want to, you know, the numbers are unbelievable. 61,000 living women veterans in Ohio, spanning several generations, and we know throughout the history of the United States that women have played an amazingly large role in terms of being part of the defense establishment and our ability as Americans to defend our freedom around the world. And not only to do that, but also, hey look, I guess I just love America so much that what we stand for is contagious around the world. And the way we behave and the way we act, and based on our Jewish and Christian principles, you know, the way we are, and it was not really Ronald Reagan that first said it, but one of the Puritans that said we are a shining city on a hill, and we are a beacon to the rest of the world for what we do, and that was always worth fighting for. And so the involvement of women, it's always been critical, but it's evolved over time. And now we see women right in the front lines doing the things that they can do as well. We're better than their male counterparts out there. And this is a time for us to really recognize the role of women in the armed forces and the vital role that they play, all the way back from Rosie the Riveter to women that are able to patrol the streets in Afghanistan or Iraq and be frontline soldiers for being able to spread what America is all about. So Colonel Moe asked me if I would come and just say a few words about that. I do think that we need to have a display about the role of women in the armed forces from the beginning of our country all the way till today, and we ought to have a display down here in the crypt. Is that what they call it? You know, so that people can understand, and young women can understand, and young girls can understand, and capture their imagination about the tremendous contributions. And, you know, over my lifetime, I'm so pleased. You know, here's what I kind of believe at the end of the day. If you want to get something done, you ask a woman to do it. I think this comes from my mother. Because, you know, last night I was in Dayton, and I met a woman who had come here. She was 14 or 15 years of age, and she escaped the horrible massacre that happened in Rwanda. And I told her that a couple years ago, my wife and I went to Rwanda. And when you take a look at the people who are the healers in that country, the ones that push for justice, and the ones that also push for compassion, the ones that say that there has to be an accounting, and at the same time there also has to be forgiveness, it's the women. You know, you look around the world and you see political prisoners who are women who are willing to stand up and fight. And there's just something special, and maybe it's because of my mom. My mom was a fighter, I'll tell you. She'd say, Johnny, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She'd always give me that direction. Johnny, don't do this. Johnny, do that. And my mother was a person that always stood up against what she thought was injustice in her life. And so I guess as a result of that, I'm inspired by my mom, and I try to share some of my mom with my 12-year-old daughters and say, girls, if you don't stand up, who will? So it's not just women who have been in the armed forces. but it's women who've been such an integral part of this country and now achieving the kind of power that I like to see in boardrooms and in political office, who can make a real difference. And so anyway, I'm aligned with you, and God bless you, and thanks for coming here. And Colonel, let's try to get a little something out here so they can be recognized for the great work that they do. I hope you have it. But by the way, not only have we been working to improve Ohio's economy, but let me be clear, we fixed Ohio's weather. We'll see.